Hello everybody, welcome to Play Well Live. Now, while we're waiting for everybody to hop on, I know we're going to be doing elevators today. We're going to be heading out to the treehouse in a little bit and we're finally going to add an elevator to the treehouse. But I wanted to show you this. And I know it's kind of weird. I don't know why I'm showing you a car on an elevator day. But this is something that I made. It's one of my favorite things that I've made. And I made it for my niece over 10 years ago. And it is a hybrid of three things. Hi, Aloma. Nice to see you. This is a hybrid of three things I like to do. It has my first skateboard wheels down here that I have down here. And I've got I built this big truck out of wood. Hi, Kirsten. How are you? And then I have Lego inside. So this is for my little niece, so that she could play with it and build Lego on it. So you can see this actually has hi Caleb, this has a wooden top that can come off and it's cemented Lego on top like this, and it can fit right on top here. Also, I had a Volkswagen Vanagon just like this when I made this, and I miss it so much. And so I built my own van for her out of wood, skateboard wheels, and Lego. You could see these little doors open, and you could fit Lego people inside. And these doors open as well, like this. And then even the back has a little hatchback over here. Oh no, did it freeze? Is everybody there okay? It looks like it froze. Okay, I think we're okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second, everybody, please, because I can't see. Sorry about this, everyone. All right. All right, I think we're okay. Are we good? Are we good? Hold on. Oh, technical difficulties. You gotta love it. Hi, Laura. Hi, Tyler. Tyler, sorry. I didn't mean to call you Kirsten. All right, we're back. I had a little skippity-doo-dah with my computer, but we're back. So again, welcome to Play Well Live, take 2. So we're going to be heading out to the treehouse and building some elevators. And we're going to build, hi Nolan, hi Ben, and we're going to be building, it's our first request from not from Ben and Nolan, from Jack and Lucas, from way back in the day, one of my first requests. And so we're going to be doing elevators in a bit, but I was showing you this old van that I had made where I installed Lego inside, and this was a present that I made for my niece back in the day, and it is going to be kind of our official treehouse vehicle because it is a hybrid of Lego and wood, just like our treehouse is, and it's going to help us with something in a little bit. So this is going to stay here with us for a little bit. Now, what we're going to learn about is we are going to learn about pulleys, and I know we've done some with pulleys, but we're going to learn how to use a pulley to help us make an elevator. So here's what we're going to start with. We're going to do a little bit of work with some Technic Lego first, just to kind of learn the basics. And you know, Technic Lego is always, it's easiest to do mechanical things like this, but then we're going to build our own. We're going to learn how to build our own elevator, our own pulley, and our own ratchet. And if you don't know what a ratchet is, we'll learn that in just a second too. First of all, an elevator. We got to lift something heavy from a low place to a high place. So if I go like this and I just have a string tied to some Lego and I go like this on my weight, and I'm going to hook this to my little scale. This little pull scale tells me how much force gravity is pulling down on. Now right now I see I have 2 newtons of force it's pulling down on when I just have this weight directly hooked to my spring scale. So what I want to do now is I'm going to add something to help me do my work a little easier, and that is a pulley. Now the first thing I'm going to do is use, again, Technic pulleys to start with. This is a pulley wheel, and it's just a wheel that has a special groove on the side. We've looked at these before in past ones, and I just snapped it into a beam. Now watch this. This is going to help me do my work. And remember, a pulley is a simple machine. And a simple machine can help us do 2 things. It can change the direction of a force, or it can make the force that you're pulling with or pushing with lighter or less than the force that you're lifting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach this to my weight, and I have my little pulley wheel here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this hanging over the edge. Now, do you think this is going to be easier or harder to pull? Easier or harder to pull? One thing it does do is it changes the direction of my force. So instead of having to lift up, 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 now I can pull back. It might just be easier for me to pull back. But when I pull back like this with my spring scale, I'm still reading about 2 newtons of force. So this did not make it easier to pull. It made it easier to pull because it's changing directions, but the force is still the same. So how can we make this easier to pull? Because if we're going to have an elevator up in a tree, we don't want to have to work really hard and go like this, and by the time we get our people up into the tree, we're exhausted. So here is the next thing we're going to do. We are going to add a second pulley. And when you have more than 2 or more pulleys, you're right, it's still hard, Caleb, you're exactly right. When you have 2 or more pulleys in a system, we can call it a block and tackle. And that's where you have a block and tackle system, that's where it actually can make it easier to lift something up. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this second pulley, and I'm going to drop something, but I don't think it was important. Anybody think that was important? I'm going to take this and I'm going to hook this to the bottom of this little pulley. So now a pulley is going to be basically on my load. Like football. My brain's not working yet. How is it like football? Pushing? I think Stacy and your boys, you need to explain it to me. I don't know if it's too early for me. What's like football? Changing the direction of a force? I don't know, think about that. Man, I don't know. So watch this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of a longer string, and here is the trick with a block and tackle. Check this out. It is so cool. I'm going to attach one end solid to my cliff here, okay? Then I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to hang this off the end like this, blocking. Yes, oh my gosh. Block and tackle, hello? Where am I? Block and tackle football. Sorry boys. Sorry Stacy and your Stacy's boys. I should have got that. My goodness gracious. Now, can you see what's happening now? I've got now a pulley on the bottom attached to my weight, and I'm lifting just one side of it. Now what do you think is going to happen with my force? Let's measure it. Remember, it was 2 newtons when I just was connected directly to my load there. So now I'm going to go like this and see how much it is. Oh, I don't think you can see. This is hard. It is about half. It's 1 newton of force. So you can see right now what's happening is you can imagine 2 little hands holding this up. One is here, one is attached to my cliff here, and the other is me. So I'm only supporting half of the weight. So I'm only pulling I only feel half of that force that gravity is pulling down with. So it's easier. Now, what's the trade-off? If I go like this and I scoot my little pulley over, so now I can pull backwards, it just makes it easier. And I go like this, and I pull, I'm going to measure from here, I'm going to pull, okay, I'm going to go all the way to the ground, and I'm going to pull back. 1, 2, 3. Okay, oops, I just fell off the pulley. I maybe need to move my pulley over a little bit. Okay, oh, come on. Come on, friend. Okay. So now, yeah, I can see this is a little crooked too. But what's happening is I'm pulling with less force, but to lift up this elevator or this weight, I have to pull twice the distance. So I had to pull this much string in order to lift my elevator this much. So double the string than I have to lift. But it's a trade-off. It helps me because if I don't mind working a little longer and pulling a little longer, I'm pulling easier. So it trades off the force for the distance that you have to pull. Now, goodbye Lego Technic. Goodbye Lego Technic. We are now going to build one of these from scratch. Oh, no we're not. No, we're not. I lied. There's one more thing I want to show you. one more cool mechanism called a ratchet. Now, I'm just going to go back to this. Now, what I want to do first is, let's say that I'm back to my simple pulley here and I want to lift something up, okay? So I'm going to go like this and I want to lift something up. What I want to do, instead of having to pull it, I want to wind it up. And we've done this before with our wheel before. So you can see now I have a wheel here. So when I just pull this, I can go like this and pull my weight up to the top. Now, if I hook a weight to it, I think you can see what might be a problem. As I pull and I wind it up, if I let's see, if I go like this and I'm winding it up, if I slip or if I let go, that weight is going to just pull right back down and flip down. So that's why we need a special mechanism called a ratchet. Now with Lego Technic, it's very easy. We can make a ratchet with just 3 pieces. I'm going to take this little bushing off. I'm going to add a gear to this axle here, and then I'm going to add a small Technic beam with a 1x4 and a little pin. And I'm going to go like this and clip it right here so it rests on that gear. So now watch what happens. Now, can you see? Listen. Okay, so what's happening now is it's clicking. When I move this direction, the ratchet enables, it can move, but if I try to go the other direction, it catches in the teeth of the gear and it cannot move. Now, what I'm going to do is add my weight on here now, and I'm going to open my ratchet and I'm going to try to lift. Now, if I try to lift here now, I go like this and I pull, and if I let go, it's okay. I let go, it's okay. Because that is catching. If it tries to pull the opposite way, it catches and it's not going to fall. So we've got a lot of things. We learned how to do a block and tackle, how pulleys can help us pull longer but with less force, and we learned how a ratchet can help us limit the direction something can turn to only one direction. You might have seen, if your mom or dad has or your family has a wrench or a special screwdriver or a socket wrench, you might hear that clicking sound. There's ratchets in a lot of tools. Now we're going to build our own. Now we're going to start with the pulley. Remember I told you to get some wheels? Okay, first I'm going to just change the direction of the force. I'm going to take my tire off of my wheel like this, and then, so I just have this little hub of my wheel like that, and now I'm going to build around it a little bit. I'm just going to add a 1x2 plate underneath like this, and I'm going to underneath it, and I'm going to add another plate underneath, because now my 3 plates equal 1 brick. So I can build something simple like this. Can build something simple like this, which is basically just I'm using my little wheel hub as a pulley wheel, and I can stick it out the side like this, and then I can use it to change direction of my force by pulling back to lift something up. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to add what are we going to do now? Let's add our little winch, our wheel. We're going to go back to what we did with our conveyor belts, and we're going to make one of these shapes. Okay, I've got 2 2x6 bricks, some 2x2s popping up, and some flat tiles in the middle if you have them. You don't need the tiles. And I'm going to put them on a plate like this so I have a little frame. The thing I like about building these things out of bricks is that it really makes you understand what's going on, because you've got to build every part of it. Instead of just having a beam, you actually have to build the frame of the thing that pivots. So it's kind of a cool thing. So now what I'm going to add inside is I've made this. And this is going to be my little wheel. And it's very simple. I have a little pattern of 2 2x2 rounds, then a 4x4 plate, 2 more 2x2 rounds, another plate, and 2 more 2x2 rounds. And just to attach my string in, I literally just clamped it in between some of the Lego and just squeezed it in there. So now this can sit right in my little frame like that. Okay, and I can turn and I can start to wind up. Now I'm going to cap that off so it doesn't pop out on me. So I'm putting 2 more 2x6 bricks on top like this. And then I'm just going to add one more plate on the outside. So with just bricks, with bricks and string and some plates and some wheels, I've made now this system where I can actually go and wind it up. Now, here is something that I found out that it's such a cool little ratchet mechanism you can build. On this little plate on the outside, watch what we're going to do. We're going to make a little spiral. I'm going to go like this and use 1x4 plates on the outside, and watch the shape. We're going to go like this, and we're going to make kind of like a pinwheel shape, like this. Can everybody see that interesting little pinwheel shape on the outside of my wheel here, of my kind of winch? Now, what we need to do is we need to make this be able to push something up like my ratchet and then catch if it goes the other way. And this was the easiest thing I could figure out. Maybe some other people could figure something else out. I'm taking a few 1x2 bricks like this. I'm sticking them on right here towards the end. And watch this. All I'm doing is taking a long brick and just letting it rest right in there like this. It's just resting right in there. Now, watch what happens when we go up. When I turn this, do you see how it lifts this up? Like this. It lets this little thing bobble in its space. Nothing's attached, it's just bobbling. But what happens if I try to go the other direction? It hits and locks. So it works as a functioning ratchet with no Lego Technic, no gears, no axles, just some bricks and rounds and things like that, and it works. So where you're really going to see this function well is here. Let's add something heavy to it. No, let's not add some. Let's actually work on our. Here, I'm going to wind this up a little bit. Go like this. I'm going to wind this up. And now I'm going to add my weight. Where did my weight go? Here it is. So now we're going to add our weight to the bottom of this right here. And you can see, even with this big old weight pulling down, let's see, it goes down, okay. You could see it catches. So let's try to winch this weight up. Up, click, 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 click. And if I let go, it catches. Even with that heavy weight, using only, oh, thank you, Laura. I go like this and it clicks, and so now my ratchet is working. Now I haven't added a pulley, so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change around, and to let it go down, I just have to lift this bar up, and then I can let it unwind if I want to. Now the last thing before we go outside and look at the treehouse is we're going to make our elevator. And to make our elevator, I'm going to take one more of these wheels. I'm going to take the tire off. I'm just going to build up around it a little bit to make it easier to work with. So I'm adding, from my wheel, I'm adding a little 1x2 plate on the bottom to even it out, and then one more 2x2 plate so it's the same size as a brick. And then I'm just going to build a simple elevator by doing this. I'm going to put it on a stack of bricks. I'm going to put a little cap on it like this. So my little wheel's sticking out. This reminds me of our zip line that we made. And I'm adding just a plate here because I want this to kind of balance out. What my goal is when I have my elevator, I want to make sure that if I hang it on this pulley, hold on one second, hold on, give me a second. All right, all right. Laura, thank you so much for saying that. I love it, and I'm so happy that your 5-year-old is getting you to watch these with them. I think it's pretty special. Now, right now you can see it's a little twisted, but what I want to do is I want to make sure that my elevator has a pulley on it, okay, so we can have our block and tackle. Oh, it's facing the wrong way. But I want to make sure it's balanced. So now what do I do with this free end here? Okay, if I can untangle it. Come on, friend. Get off of there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now let's see if we can get out of this. Oh my goodness. All right, elevator down. We're good. So now here is our setup. We've got our winch and our ratchet here. We've got a pulley to change direction. We've got one end attached here to the side, strong, which will take half of the force of gravity and make it easier for us to pull. And then I've got my repaired elevator right here, and it's going to hang right here like this. And now, can you see this, everybody? I hope you can. Okay. Oh my gosh, I see cats going through a window. I don't know what's going on. All right, so now I've got a functioning elevator using a block and tackle, using only bricks and string and a few plates and some wheels. Pretty cool. And it works. And you can see if I go up with my elevator and if I let go, the ratchet catches it. Now, are you ready to go outside? What we're going to do is we are going to bring this outside. Now, I have an extra challenge for you. As we go outside, here's what's going to happen. This is going to have a special job. We've got a solar panel. We are going to make a solar-powered elevator outside. And I've already made it. I've kind of taught you everything here, so it's made, so we can just go look at it. But I don't know if this is going to work because, of course, it's cloudy outside. The one day we want to do solar power. So this is a regular solar panel. But what happened is we had some of our amazing shop people splice a Lego lead. A lead is just the wire that has some attachment points. Spliced it right to the wires and glue a big Lego 8x16 brick on the bottom of it, or tape it so it really functions well. So this is going to actually be on my van here. This is going to be my solar powered van, and it is going to make sure we're going to have this van see if it can find some appropriate sun and see if we can get enough sun to power this elevator. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see, because of course I've got the only cloudy morning that we've had in a while. So come on with me, everybody. I'm going to try to not turn you off. Okay. All right, so here we are. Now, you see, it's cloudy. It's cloudy. All right. Yeah, of course, we've got to be solar-powered, Aloma, if we're in a treehouse outside. Now, we've got our treehouse. For those of you who haven't seen it, everything is going really well. We had our last painting eaten. And so now the only thing in our art museum is our little tensegrity sculpture, which is fine. Everything's going well. We've got our Burger King upstairs and our land over here. And over here we've got our swimming pool and diving board that we did last Tuesday. And we've got someone sitting in a nice little boat hanging out in the pool in our ball pit over here. And next to the ball pit we have, does everybody recognize this? Now, I did use Lego Technic with this because it was easier to work with, but it's the same system. So down here, we have our elevator that has a pulley on it. And if we follow those two lines up to the top, we've got one of those lines is attached, anchored here. That's holding half of the force. The other half is going to our little wheel that can be winched up and down. Now, I do have a ratchet here so that if I want to do it hand powered, I'm not going to leave the motors outside. So this, if I want to use a ratchet, I can engage it. But right now I'm going to unclick it because my motor will power it going up and down if everything goes well. Then my motor goes to a little switch which can power it going back and forth. And my wire winds down here and we've got to hook this up to our solar powered van. Now, I don't know, everybody, because it is really cloudy and I don't know if we're going to get enough power. And I don't know if I can attach this with one hand. We got it. Okay, so I'm going to drive over here. Okay, I think I see some shadows over here. I think this might be okay. Let's try this. So we've got our solar panel going over here, up the tree to here. Now, here we go. Let's see if I can switch this switch. Okay, sometimes it needs a little jump start. Oh, it's working. It's working. We've got our solar panel in the background powering our elevator. When it gets to the top, I can switch it off. And then my person and my dog can get off. And then if I want to go down, I go the other direction. Sometimes with these, I have to actually give it a little jump start and then it works. And then I can go all the way down from my tree house down, down, down into the forest below and back up. So we finally have an elevator. Yay, we have an elevator to our beautiful, magnificent treehouse. And so I want to thank everybody for your amazing ideas. We can still be taking more ideas for this treehouse, or our friend here, our new mascot for the treehouse, if anybody has ideas of things we could do for our van here, anything we could build on or inside our van in addition to our solar panel, make sure you post those comments. Thank you for hanging with me today and for a wonderful little lesson and for your amazing ideas. We got our elevator working. We will see you tomorrow. I don't even know what day it is. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow. I would like to see if I can make a gumball machine. That's my goal. So maybe we'll see if we can do a gumball machine tomorrow. But thank you. I hope everything is well, and I will see you soon. Take care.